What you see in a relationship is what you get ordinarily. It's very rare that you don't. People can change, but they have got to want to change themselves. You can't be the one to change them. If someone's loyal by nature, they're probably always going to be loyal. To give you an example from my own life, my husband was very sweet-natured as a child, and when I married him, when I met him, I noticed that he was very kind, very giving, which he was like that as a child, and I married him that was one of the key reasons, because I thought, okay, sweet at 10 means he's going to be sweet at 30, sweet at 40, sweet at 90. So that was a quality that was very important to me, rather than that he was, you know, rich and went to Harvard. So, but on the other hand, I also had this experience before him where I was with a boyfriend for 3.5 years and fell in love with his potential. Now, I thought he had the potential to be really sexual, and he just wasn't particularly sexual. So I did everything to try to make him fit into what I thought he had the potential to be. So we went to tantric courses, we went to therapy, I tried everything in the Victoria's Secret store, but actually nothing worked. So I thought, okay, well, maybe he's just not sexually attracted to me. It so happened that a number of women who were with him after had the same experience with him. So in that instance, I had definitely fallen in love with potential. And so I'm asking you to think about how you're doing that. And remember to press the ask a question button at the end, so that we can talk about your circumstances as I continue. Now, it's very easy to need the shoe to fit because we want to be with our mate. And it's a bit like the Cinderella story and being like an ugly sister. I don't know about you guys, but I always felt like I was trying to put on this shoe that was 2 sizes too small for me with most of the guys that I was with. I mean, they kind of fitted. Like if it was a square hole, there would be square, 3 sides would be square and then 1 side would be round. So it just didn't quite fit. So when it doesn't fit, it just doesn't fit. How do you know? Well, when you're in a relationship, look at the red flags. The red flags that you see that come up at the beginning of the relationship, just notice them, because they are red flags. If somebody's rude to waiters, that's a red flag. If someone's not very giving, if you notice if they've said something where they've been disloyal in the past with somebody, you know they've got that inside of them. If they're not treating you in the way that you'd like to be treated, that's another thing. So take them for exactly what they are. What you see is what you get. Mayuram has asked me, my spouse is not interested in what I read, listen and watch, and vice versa. Where is the solution? Listen, I think what you do in those circumstances is you either have separate nights or separate days where you can do 2 things. You can either, if you've got 1 television, and it doesn't matter that, let's talk about TV, because I know you said read as well, but it doesn't matter that you read different things. You can either see that as, well, we don't match, or we're complementary because we have different interests. I don't read the same as my husband, I can promise you that. I love historical novels, and he loves comic books and fantasy books, and he doesn't need to read Philippa Gregory, you know? So, first of all, it doesn't matter. In terms of watching the television, there could be some negotiation. Either 1, you have 2 televisions, or 2, you decide on different days that you're going to watch different things. So Monday is your day, Tuesday is his day, Wednesday is your day, Thursday is his day, and then maybe Friday you can come to an agreement on watching. This is from Lauren, and Lauren says, I date people for 2 months and leave when they don't meet standards. Should I ask for changes instead? Okay, Lauren, this could be your pattern. Let's it always starts with you. So I can only deal with you. I can't deal with the people that you're going out with. But have a look at who you seem to be attracting, what sort of person that you're attracting, and if you're attracting similar people as well, just notice that. Notice if you're doing that, because you could have a pattern. And if you are, look, write down a list of the qualities that these people have, and then just notice if you're attracting the same sort of people. And if you are, you know that you have something to deal with. You have your own issue to deal with. Okay, so don't look at their standards, look at your standards, look at what you're going for, look at who you are, look at where you don't feel whole, look where you need to work on yourself, and go for those, and start from there, and see, you know, next time if you can go a bit further. Maybe it's the people that you're going out with that aren't quite right for you, and you may not be quite right for them as well. So just keep moving forward, keep the faith, and ask for the changes in yourself, not in the others. Spend the extra money that you have free on developing yourself, because if you up your energetic level, then you are going to meet people who magnetize to the same level as you. And this is a real key to the work that I do as a coach, which is, and as a teacher, and on television, which is keep growing, keep working on yourself. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Okay, so you'll always attract the same people. Look, you've got to go through experience. You've got to go through that training ground. The only way that you find out, and we find out about ourselves, is through relationships. You can't find out about how you are in relationships by being single. You have to be in relationships to find out about yourself. So if you are in relationships, you can, so long as when you're in those relationships, you go, okay, what am I learning? What is this person teaching me? Even if he isn't or she isn't the right person for me, what am I learning? How am I growing? What are they teaching me? And let me do it differently next time. I always also say, if you're a man, read women's magazines, and if you're a woman, read men's magazines, because you're going to find out much more about the opposite sex. Obviously, if you're in a same-sex relationships, that doesn't apply, but in heterosexual relationships, it definitely does apply. So you need to learn about the opposite sex, and often I think that with women, we speak to men as if they're women, and yet if we understood how they operate a bit more, then we can do the women thing with our women friends, and the sort of skip some of the information with our partners that maybe we can do with our closest friends. So please do move forward, Mariam. You will meet somebody. I'm telling you, one thing you can be sure of in life is change. And things do change. So you need to be ready for it. You need to grow as a person. Keep working on the things that stopped you in the past. Look at, in your last relationship, in your marriage, what didn't work, how you didn't work and how they didn't work. And then you're going to get some answers as to where you need to grow, because we're here on the planet to grow and transform. Thank you very much, guys. If there's anyone else, let me know, please. Otherwise, remember, don't fall in love with potential. If you see those red flags, they're there for a reason.